Hi, and welcome to the 2025 edition of the Future 40. I'm Roxanne Varza, the director of Station F, and before we reveal this year's top 40 companies, we wanted to share some updates from campus. Plus, you're probably wondering why I'm on a treadmill, and I'll tell you all that in just a minute. So the beginning of the year started off with a bang for the AI Summit, where we welcomed thousands of AI leaders to campus at Station F, including Sam Altman, Arthur Mensch, Lisa Su, Arthur Srinivas, Jonathan Ross, and many, many more. It was an incredible time for AI, and it confirmed our position as one of the leading AI ecosystems in Europe. Then, we've been signing tons of new partners and programs from the beginning of the year, including PSG Labs, Snowflake with their brand new office, and 2 new Moroccan programs with OCP and UM6P. India AI also became our 3rd international program alongside South Korea and Japan, and we continue to grow our global outreach. Now, the treadmill. So, we've also been enhancing our facilities and services for campus. And this space is part of a new range of spaces that we have at Station F, including a brand new yoga facility, podcast studio, brand new restaurant, that makes 2, bike repair, and now Via Sana's medical cabinet and physiotherapy studio, where I'm standing right now. Now, you guys are probably wondering who the Future 40 are for this year. I'm going to hand it over to Marwan to share some more.
Hi, the Future 40 is one of Station F's most iconic initiatives where we celebrate la crème de la crème of our community. Since 2019, we select the 40 best companies across the 1,000 startups we have. They are not only the ones that are growing faster, they're the ones that are building technologies with impact. Behind every selected startup, there is a strong startup program, among which you have the Founders Program or the Mafia Zone managed by Station F, but also you have some key programs managed by our partners such as Marble, Entrepreneur First, Central Supélec, Microsoft, HTC, and way much more. To date, 280 startups have been featured in this Future 40, collectively raising more than 900 million euros from top investors worldwide, such as Equity Ventures, Andreessen Horowitz, Accel, Sequoia, and way much more. This year's edition is quite exciting because we see how much the ecosystem is maturing. Some startups from the first cohort from 2019 are currently raising their Series B or C, whereas some startups in that edition are already reaching this stage or even beyond. This edition also reflects a new gen of founders, with 75% coming from engineering backgrounds and 42% that are repeat entrepreneurs. Well, in a nutshell, this Future 40 edition can be seen as a snapshot of Europe's innovative landscape. Before we introduce you to this new cohort, I would like to give the floor to my colleague Abigail, our head of partners, and Fabien, Genomines founder, one of our most prominent Future 40 alumni. You will see that Future 40 and Deep Tech are closely linked. Guys, the floor is yours.
Talking about great entrepreneurs, I'm really excited to have with me an amazing alumni who for me truly represent the excellence of the Future 40 program. So Fabien, CEO of Genomines. Long story short, Fabien and his co-founder Dali came on campus super early. Since then, they closed an amazing series around $45 million, right? And now they're scaling fast and big. So Fabien, first up, how does it feel to be back on campus?
It feels great. We can feel a lot of energy, a lot of people working on super interesting projects. So it's great. Thank you. And thank you for having me.
A pleasure. Fabien, for anyone who doesn't know about Genomines, what is it all about?
So in a nutshell, we are genetically enhancing plants that are so-called hyperaccumulators. They have this fascinating ability of being able to extract metal from the soil through their roots and then transport this metal and hyperaccumulate it at high concentration in their entire biomass. So in a nutshell, what we do is that we enhance these plants, we plant them in lands that have high concentration of one specific metal called nickel. Then once they've grown after 4 to 6 months, we harvest them and process them to recover the metal that is present inside the biomass of the plant. And why is it important is that this metal is used specifically in batteries.
Fabien, I was saying that you're one of our top alumni. You've raised the biggest series A round in Future 40 so far. Tell us a bit more about that.
So we raised this Series A in order to reach the unit economics that we've that we focused on for quite some time. So it means that we've produced results at large scale. Then we've done early pilots tests. It means like small fields. Now we are doing basically larger fields to prove that the production of nickel we're doing can be cost competitive with the rest of the industry. And so during this phase, what we've shown to investors is that with this money, we could get to cost parity and even a discount of cost versus the rest of the industry. So yeah, that's basically that. We raised with 12 funds in total.
Wow.
Two call it Engine Venture, that the fund of the MIT. That's their first investment in France. And then the second one called Spore.bio, it's a Dutch fund, quite big as well, around $5 billion, backed by the Californian pension fund as well. And the rest of the fund are European and Asian as well. So we have a Swiss fund, we have as well a German, French fund as well, etc., etc. Yeah.
And what's interesting is that it's not just a big round, it's a big round in climate and deep tech. And I think this is amazing, especially when everyone's talking AI and people still question that space. So from a founder point of view, what is it like building in this area these days?
It's full of challenges to build in climate, because I think we all have very important values when it comes to changing the way we do things, achieving, I would say, better sustainability scores, meaning not only on carbon emissions, but as well on water usage, land use, etc., etc. There are a lot of things. However, is what has happened, I believe, in the past, is that a lot of projects were built only on this value added linked to sustainability. And it feels like I'm not sure, but my experience is that it's not enough anymore. So you need to have a project that is checking a lot of boxes. And unfortunately, climate is only one of them. Many other, I would say, aspect needs to be demonstrated as well. Cost competitiveness is one. In our case, because we're producing a commodity. So in a way, we are not that innovative when it comes to products. We are producing exactly the same thing than a mining group. But the way we innovate is in the process of extraction. And this process of extraction cannot be only green. It has to be as well cost competitive and bring many different, I would say, advantages. Yeah, exactly.
We're on campus, so obvious one. What's the biggest value StationUp/Future has given you?
So we were lucky enough to be nominated as a Future 40. It was in 2021, if I'm not mistaken. So quite some time ago. And since then, we got a lot of benefits from being nominated in this, I would say, program. For instance, one of the investors that invested in the Series A is Hyundai, so the automotive group, and we met them thanks to you, actually. So the Future 40 team introduced us to one of their senior leaders that passed by on campus, and we met this way. Another example is very recently, I was at the G20 in South Africa, and we got connected to the G20 thanks to the Future 40 organization, I would say. There are many other examples like that. For instance, talents we managed to recruit thanks to the team of Station F, and so on and so on. So I would strongly suggest and recommend to people to apply to Station F in the ecosystem.
Okay, last one. If you had to pick one, what would be your best memory at Station F?
So I would say I love these moments. It's great. But apart from that, we, at some points, received the news from our tech team because only the non-technological, I would say, part of the team was in Station F. So finance, accounting, but as well business development, etc. So we received the news that we got to nickel class 1 equivalent. It means that we managed for the first time in the world to extract metal from a plant at the right purity for this metal to be used in a battery, which is more difficult than what it sounds. And that was really crazy moment for us all, because we didn't know if it was possible or not. And so we were literally shouting, etc., because we're not supposed to shout here, but we were literally shouting, etc. It was absolutely crazy.
Love that story. Thank you so much, Fabien. And now back to Roxanne.
Thanks, Fabien and Abigail and Marwan. Now, if you want to get in touch with our top 40 companies, you can log on to the platform or get in touch with investors at stationf.co. See you next year.